2019, January 20. Kakalabas ko lang sa village namin. Papasok na naman ako ng office. Of course, this is a daily routine. I'll just take you along dito sa biyahe na to. Ay, wala yung binibilan ko ng Beno eh. Ba't gano'n na out of focus? Kasi nakikita niyo yung ano, focus siya sa dashcam ko. That's fine. So this is Tamsui. Kagagaling ko lang ng General Yenko. Yan, mga na naman. So this is like my daily way drive. Focus niya talaga yung ilak na yan. Ito yung araw-araw kong dinadaanan. There's also an alternate route palabas ng likod ng SM Bacoor, but medyo malayo. Mas mahaba siya siguro ng mga 3 kilometers. But usually if it's traffic, if I'm expecting traffic sa may papuntang SM Bacoor, doon ako dumadaan. Yung ano, Tirona Highway ang tumbok. Tapos dire-diretso Tirona, ano yun, dulo nun SM Bacoor. But this is my daily path papuntang office talaga. Yan yung tampok na yan. Yan na yung Aguinaldo Highway. Sabi nga ng mga sign ng jeep, Aguinaldo Highway. Hindi sakto, may lilikulan. Kilikulan rin ako. Probably at least 2 to 3 kilometers away from SM Bacoor. Yan yung mga biyaheng Imus Baclaran. And the usual thing na may encounter mo dito, of course, yung mga malalaking truck na kung anek-anek. Ito, hindi ko alam kung ano yung dala ng hauler na truck na to. This is usual with mga gantong national highway. Ito na kasi mga highway na mga pangmahabang biyahe na talaga. So makaka-encounter talaga ng mga truck na ganyang kalalaki. Especially mga gantong gabi na pamadaling araw. Which I think is safest for them in terms of yung mga huli and as well as traffic. Kasi mahirap ma-stuck sa traffic yung mga ganyang kalalaking truck. Stay lang muna ako dito sa left, because usually dito sa daan na to, yan, from Petron may kanto kasi yan yung Bulaluhan, nakalimutan ko yung name. Tapos doon naman sa kabilang kanto, pahinto-hinto yung mga jeep. So I usually like stay in the left lane. Yun lang, hindi ko alam ba't nakahinto rito. Go na siya. Ano po? Wrong move. But that's fine. I'm not really on a hurry. But still, kahit malilate na ako siguro sa office, hindi rin ako nagmamadali. The last thing that that's the last thing we'd like to do as private vehicle owners, yung magmadali sa pagdadrive, because that's not safe. Pag late ka, right? I think it's if it's not naman a regular thing na nalilate ka, that's fine. People will understand you. Furniture deals. What do we have here? Ito papunta ng buhay na tubig to. Yung pakanan na yan. So, diretso tayo. Diretso. Pag malapit na sa kanto na may SM Bacoor, stay ako sa middle lane or sa right lane. Kasi yung left doon yun yung lane na papunta namang Terona Highway. Pakawit yata yun, Patansa. I haven't traversed that road yung hanggang dulo. Hindi ko pa na-try. Siguro one of these days kapag I have more free time, and I wanna try new roads, not really new, yung mga kalsadang para sa akin hindi ko pa talaga nadaanan. Marami pa ako hindi nadadaanan ditong kalsada, just to let you know, dito sa Cavite, because less than 2 years pa lang kami rito. And then during our first year, usually yung mga biyahe-biyahe namin is yung na bumibili kami ng gamit, naglipat ng gamit from Parañaque. Good thing may nahiraman kami ng pick up yung kapatid ni Mrs. It's gonna be difficult for us kung ilang beses kaming mag-aarkila. Though umarkila kami ng isang lalamove lang. Oh, dalawa yata. Dalawa, tama, dalawa. Yung una, yung may ano ba to? Yung una yata, yun yung mga una namin gustong dalhin, yung ano ba tawag dito, yung sofa. Sofa ng kama, yung mga primarily kakailanganin mo na kapag nagmadali kang lumipat ng bahay. And then yung the rest, ano na lang siya, unti-unti. Yun na yung time na na nanghiram kami ng pick up. Like for ilang days, which I have to file a leave. Mga gabi hanggang madaling araw, naglilipat kami ng gamit. Which is tiring but exciting and fun because you're moving to hindi kami yung nakikitira na ng bahay sa iba. Kasi before this, nakatira kami sa parents ni Mrs. like for years. Like that's way back starting 2014 nung kinasal kami. And then nag-move kami dito sa bahay 2024. That's exactly at least 10 years before kami lumipat. That was November 2024. That was fun and exciting days because it's tiring, but parang you're moving to a place na ikaw na yung may-ari. Whatever parang modifications gusto mo ikabit sa bahay, it's yours, right? But hindi naman to a point na babuhin mo yung bahay. Masinop kami sa bahay. To be fair, like yung mga nagsasabit lang kami, if we think na okay siya, hindi siya nakakapangit ng tingin sa bahay, tsaka functional siya, may gamit talaga siya. We just don't put something sa bahay na parang alam mo yun, minsan o hindi mo namang gagamitin. I think the only things na ganun sa bahay namin are yung Christmas tree, parol, yung tinsel na ilalagay dun sa railings ng hagdan, yun lang talaga siya. But other than that, wala kaming yung temporary na hindi naman gagamitin pero nakasabit siyang ganun. Oh, yung pala yung orasan. Well, ginagamit siya, although minsan mo lang siya tinitingnan, di ba? But that's important. So exciting. Hanggang ngayon marami pa akong daan na hindi alam dito sa Cavite. Marami kasing sanga-sanga tong Cavite eh. Isa yata to sa ah, lalawigan na pinakamalaki sa Pilipinas. I'm not sure. I'm not really that good when it comes to geography, but based from my observation, baka mas malaki siya sa Parañaque for me kasi ako nalibot ko na Parañaque. So ayan, Tirona na yan, yung pakaliwa na yan. Ito yung kaliwa natin, SN Bacoor. Hindi siya visible because it's night, and of course closed na siya kanina pa, so that's to be expected. Kanina lang while we're driving, so I'm supposed to post a video earlier umaga nung pag-uwi ko from office, but I think medyo heated at the moment pa ako nung time na yun, so siguro pangit yung storytelling ko, so I decided not to post it, but I'll just tell the story now. Level-headed naman na ako. So what happened earlier, babalik ako, dito na ako, malapit na ako sa SM Bacoor. Dito naman ako sa southbound ng lane na to, ng kalsada na to, Aguinaldo Highway. So pauwi na ako. So I usually stay on the left lane kasi the right lane, yan na yung mga paliko ng Tirona Highway, pakanan. And then marami kasing bus umaga, and then even mga PUVs tsaka mga jeep. So you really can't parang walang mangyayari sa'yo if you stay on the right lane. The problem is, yung left lane ng Aguinaldo, if kayong mga nagdadrive, kabisado nyo to siguro. Yung left lane kasi ng Aguinaldo Highway, I don't know, mas makitid siya sa usual na lapad ng isang lane ng isang national highway. But that's not an excuse. So ang nangyari kanina, I have to stay on the left lane because may dalawang bus sa kanan ko. So I really cannot move to the right side ng kalsada. Tapos syempre dito kasi sa Aguinaldo Highway, I'm sorry for the term, marami kasing kamote rito. Starting from St. Dominic's, ang gagawin ng mga kamoteng hindi lang naman motorcycle rider, pati mga may dalang 4-wheel na sasakyan. So ang gagawin ng mga yan, mag-overtake knowing na yung susunod na nila is actually counterflow, which is us na, yung pa-southbound na. So magka-counterflow yung mga yan. Imagine like more than 20-30 na motorcycle counterflowing dahil gusto nilang mag-overtake, diba? Tapos yung right side pa namin, yung mga pa-southbound, may mga bus. So wala na kaming dadaanan technically. So ako naman, di dire-diretso lang ako. Papagal pa nga ako, pakadyot-kadyot ako ng I'm sorry for the term. It might sound differently for other people na especially from yung mga Bisaya, diba? So pakadyot-kadyot ako. Tapos syempre yung mga nagka-counterflow, no choice sila, babalik sila sa lane nila, diba? But it's not my fault, right? I could have driven faster than I could, but that will make me look like an asshole, right? But again, I'm on my lane. Number 2, they're counterflowing na. Yung iba pa nga, sa gitna pa ng lane namin yung counterflow, ang galing Tapos may isang stupid individual. Yung iba naman kasi pag ganun yung nangyayari, nakangiti lang. They understand actually. Sa tingin ko naintindihan nila na technicality wise, 'di ba? Pag-usapan natin yung rule sa kalsada, mali talaga sila. So ibang ngingiti lang tapos balik sila sa lane nila. Gagano lang ng kamay ng konti. May isang stupid, hindi ko alam kung anong pumasok sa utak niya, hinampas niya yung side mirror ko. So yung side mirror ko tumuping ganun. The good thing is wala naman damage, wala nangyari, right? But it could have been a different scenario if it could have been a different situation kung may na-damage ano sa sasakyan ko. Probably bababa ako kasi mabagal naman sila eh. Bababa ako, I'll call out the person, sabihin ko, "Oh pre, kamusta na? Ano nangyari?" 'Di ba? And then we'll probably call someone from or an MMDA personnel that time, pero I doubt kasi nung medyo malayo pa yun, at least 500 meters away from SM Bacoor. Usual nandun yung mga ano eh, yung mga enforcer. So I doubt. So good thing na lang walang damage, so there's really no need to do that. Ang problema ko lang sa ganung situation, sa akin siguro walang problema. Wala naman, no damage is done, right? But here's what you need to realize, especially sa mga ano, sa mga mainitin na ulo nating drivers dyan. Even yung mga private vehicle owners, mga nagmomotor. This is not isolated sa mga nagmomotor, right? Pwede rin naman yung mga nagbabike, diba? Or e-bike, kung meron pang dumadaan. But giving into your emotions that time, siguro uminit ulo niya kasi hindi siya makadaan, diba? Ang dami nila, bumagal. Di ko alam, baka nagmamadali siya pa pasok, right? Or pa uwi, I don't know. But that kind of behavior, just to let you know, is, you know, exposing you to different kinds of situations, even worse situations na baka hindi mo ikabuti. Number one, let's say ako hindi naman sa pag ayaw magmayabang, right? But I can call myself a peaceful driver, understanding ako. Like sa kalsada, usually nagpapauna ako ng ibang ng ibang mga tao pag yung may liliko na papasok siguro sa subdivision nila. That's me. But if you knew me like years ago, like probably before I got married, hindi siguro ganun yung situation. Medyo medyo patola ako dati. But you know, I'm probably that old to fully understand the repercussions of what I'll do. That's why during that time, hindi ko na rin dati pag mga ganyan, bubuksan ko pa yung bintana ko, sasabihin ko pa, ano problema mo pre? Right? So, let's say ibang tao yung niya, yung naganon niya. Diba? Kasi you'll encounter different kinds of individuals sa kalsada. Yung mga patola, mainitin din ang ulo, may dalang baril, may dalang weapons. What if those are the kinds of individuals na na-encounter niya? Tapos mabagal pa sila kasi nga naklag na dahil ang dami nilang nag-overtake. Imagine last 2025, yung especially January, starting ng year. Remember, ang daming nagkaroon ng ang daming incident ng road rage. Until yata yan, until February or March, meron pa nga namatay eh. Diba? May namatay pa nga ng motorcycle rider yata dahil nagkaroon sila ng git-gitan yata ng, I don't know kung Fortuner yung dala ng may isang may pick up. Imagine kung ganun yung situation kahapon. Not me, hindi ako yung na-encounter niya. Tapos ang na-encounter niya, isang taong mainitin ng ulo, may dalang baril or mayabang, diba? Or coops. Right? Not saying that all other drivers are that. Majority naman ang kilala kong nagda-drive, kilala kong may sasakyan, mga kaibigan ko. Mga mga cool, chill lang sa kalsada, regardless, right? Because we know what's at risk if we behave like that sa labas. You can endanger yourself, you can endanger others, right? And you can even endanger, let's say may kasama kang pamilya sa loob ng sasakyan, you can also endanger those people. You're exposing them to the dangers that probably ikaw na lang dapat siguro nakaranas kung talagang mainitin ang ulo mo, di ba? So, as drivers, right? Lahat naman kasi tayo nagkakamali. It's not bad to admit that you're wrong. You've mistaken at that time, di ba? Pero alam mo yung paabutin pa sa point na dahil sa nainis ka, hindi ka makadaan doon sa lane na hindi ka naman dapat talaga dumadaan kapag maraming sasakyan at masikip, counterflow, at ikaw pa yung nainis nang hampas ka pa ng ano, that's also damage to property if something happened, right? Pwede ko siyang tanungan ng ano, or kahit nga hindi parang let's say kahit walang damage, and I'll just pursue my legal rights, right? I can still complain, but I just decided not to. Because it's not good. It's not, especially it's not a good look for us who's driving our own vehicles, right? Di ba meron ng point na parang nagkakaroon na ng parang ano ba, yung mga motorcycle riders ba ganito, yung mga may pickup ba ganito, di ba? We don't really want to have that kind of discussion with the driving community. I think ang magandang discussion natin ngayon is, you know, how to improve road safety, or yung hindi pa natatapos na hearing sa DPWH. Yun yung mga magandang discussion ngayon yung mga ganyang ano, hindi na dapat yan. All I can say is number one, he's a stupid person. I don't know him personally, but I hope he realized after siguro few minutes na ginawa niya yun, or probably someone could have seen him. Maraming nakakita sa kanya doon sa lane nila, even sa lane namin. Baka nga na-videohan pa siya ng iba Sa akin hindi ko na siya na-videohan because left side na ng ano ko yun, ng sasakyan. So hindi nakita ng ano ko yun, ng dashcam. Good for him though, right? But that kind of behavior, you probably don't have the right to even drive a simplest vehicle sa kalsada, even an e-bike, even a bike, because you impose something that's not even your right at that time. That's not your lane. Then you still decided to lash out and give in to your emotions, diba? Yun lang, it's, you know, it's sad that you'll still encounter those kind of people, diba? Wala naman akong ginawang masama that time. I just, you know, went on parang moving forward on my own lane. Nasa gitna pa nga ako ng lane ko Sa liit ng sasakyan kong to, this is just a Suzuki Swift. So kung pag-uusapan natin, malaki pa rin yung space or gap sa left and right ko. So to do that, 'di ba? Siguro naisip niya maliit yung sasakyan ko, baka maliit lang na tao yung ano. Well, that's right. I'm a small person. I'm just 5'3". Right? So siguro ganun nga. Dahil usually naman ng mga nagda-drive ng sasakyan, mas matataas talaga sa akin yan. I try to drive, and this is funny. So this is way back probably 2007-8 na nagbabalak ako noon na bumili ng motor, because during that time doon na yung dumadami yung ano yun, nagkakamotor. Tapos days before that, ang daming balita sa ano, sa TV Patrol yata yun, kasi yun yung usual na pinapanood namin, TV Patrol paggabi. Mga balita ng ano, insidente na nabangga yung nakamotor, namatay. I even tried riding testing a motorcycle. realizing that parang siguro hindi talaga para sa akin kasi maliit lang akong tao, 5'3". I don't know if there are, siguro may iba ring mga tao na 5'3" na nagmo-motor ride, siguro scooter, pero kasi ayoko ng scooter eh. Ayoko yung parang upo ka lang, nakaapak lang yung dalawang paa mong gano'n. So ang gusto ko talaga that time is a motorcycle, pero ayun, tinry ko yung isang motorcycle, yung nagustuhan ko, Yamaha siya eh. Ay, Kawasaki yata or Yamaha, I forgot. Gamit nung kasamahan ko. So sa tingin ko hindi sa akin pwede kasi although at stop matutungkod ko naman yung paa ko, pero parang it's nakatingkayad na akong ganun. Because again, I'm a small person. Baka parang nabawi yata sa utak instead of height yung joke. So hindi na ako nagmotor. Then after like siguro that was way back 2000 yata yun. 2003 or 4 I was still working sa sa isang laboratory sa Pasig. So I actually am not a chemist because I never took the board exam, yung licensure exam up until now. So but I worked sa isang laboratory back then. That's 2003 to 2006. So na-experience ko rin yung working as a individual na ginamit yung yung course. So yun. That's why right now kotse pa rin talaga. Pero minsan binibiro ko si Mrs. Parang gusto ko meron na kasi ngayon na uso yung parang mini big bike siya. Big bike siya na maliit na version na ang cool niyan tignan. Tapos alam naman natin yung tunog ng big bike. Pero sabi nga ng Mrs. ko, so number one, probably sa CC pwede siya sa highway, 'di ba? Sa expressway. But if you'll decide to pass like yung hindi expressway, like siguro from us Diego Serra ang pinaka feasible na daan papasok na hindi ako dadaan ng expressway. Pag mga gabi medyo nakakatakot na to, to be honest. But I haven't experienced commuting pa naman sa Diego Serra ng ganung oras, mga 11 PM hanggang mga 3 AM. But judging by the my observation way back nung hindi pa ako dumadaan ng expressway papasok mula sa Cavite, Diego Serra dinadaanan. Medyo alanganin pag mga madaling araw yata. Para sa akin lang that's just my feeling. Yung mga taga doon, let me know if my feeling is wrong, kung safe talaga doon sa Diego Serra. Dadaan pa ako yung paglampas doon, dadaanan mo pa yung Kabihasnan, which is truly sa madaling araw is not a safe place to be. Dahil maraming incident dyan sa Kabihasnan if you're watching the news. Yung lalaki dumaan, naglakad, may mga nakamotor pa nga, hinold up. Basta part na ng Paranaque yan. Naku, marami dyan, lalo ngayon. Or lalo pag na yung pa Christmas. Wala na tayo sa nandito na tayo sa Jokno Boulevard. Malapit na tayo sa Max. So I'm actually working in 5Ecom. And this is my nightly routine. So, balik tayo doon. Maraming hold-upper dyan kasi sa Paranaque. That I don't know bakit hindi pa rin naayos. Dati hindi ko alam kung anong taon naayos yan nawalan talaga ng mga hold-upper, talagang hinuhuli, may nagro-ronda talaga. But lately dyan sa Paranaque My God, napaka-unsafe niyan. Even yung palabas pa lang ng subdivision namin dati, which is Green Heights, maraming na-hold up dyan recently. So yun yung pag ako may iniisip akong gusto kong sakyan, yan yung sinasabi ni Mrs. sa akin, nako, magaganyan ka, yan ang unsafe niyan. So ito, gamit ko maliit na sasakyan, Swift. This is something that we can afford right now. Wala naman kaming pambili ng bagong sasakyan. But I like this. It's small, it's compact, masarap sa singitan, it's still fast if you wanna go fast, right? And okay naman siya overall. Siguro kung magkakaroon kami, binibiro ko nga si Mrs. pag magkakaroon tayo ng ng isa pang sasakyan, wag nating ibenta to. Kasi gusto ko ito yung pamasok ko ng office. Tapos kasi ang balak namin siguro bumili kami ng SUV or mini SUV para pag mga nag-outing or labas. Tapos pamasok. Kasi gusto ko rin pagpapasok ako maliit na sasakyan lang talaga eh. Tsaka mas tipid kasi. Tipid sa gasto eh. Even dati ang gamit ko naman Honda City na IDSi, if anyone remembers the IDSi variant of Honda City. Sobrang tipid niyan sa gasolina. I just have to have it sold and replaced by another car kasi gusto nang mag-aral ni Mrs. mag-drive, and that's a manual car. So bumili ka. Back then ang nabili namin yata second hand na Mazda 3, which I also like. Mabilis siyang sasakyan pero mabigat ang kaha niya. And then after that, we have it replaced by a second hand Honda Civic in 2008, which is a freaking cool car for me. Siguro sobrang simple ton ko kaya para sa akin cool na ang Honda Civic na old in 2008. Pero yun yata yung pinaka FD yun yung Honda Civic FD. Yun na yata ang pinaka customizable na Honda Civic version sa mga old ones, right? Which I also have to sell because nagkaroon ng issue sa transmission and I don't have the resources to have it repaired. So binenta na lang namin siya at a cheaper price, and then we bought this. Binili namin to sakto nung nag-move na kami sa bagong bahay. That's also the time na nagloko na yung Honda Civic. But if you'll ask me if we never had a problem with that car, I'll still have it now. Kasi number one, ang cool niyang tignan. Ang sarap din niyang i-drive sa highway. Napaka-firm, niya. Parang snappy niya sa highway if you drive it. I'm not saying that I drive like a racer sa highway, pero ang sarap niyang i-drive talaga. Tsaka maganda pa yung itsura niya, right? So but times change, needs to be addressed first. So we have to sell that kasi ang price yata if you'll have the transmission either replaced or repaired 30 to 50,000 yan eh. It's more economical for us if we'll sell that and then just buy another second-hand car. So yun yung ginawa namin. I'm okay with this. I have this for more than a year na, itong Suzuki Swift. It served us good naman. Na-drive na namin to papuntang Batangas, going sa Canyon Cove. Yun na yung pinakamalayong napuntahan nito, but it served us very well. So ang gusto ko talaga, if we'll buy another car or a vehicle, we'll maintain this, right? And sana ma-promote ako, joke, yumaman, di ba, para makabili kami ng isa pang sasakyan, or may binibenta kasi kaming lupa sa Bohol. If anyone is looking for a lot sa Bohol na medyo malapit sa beach, like 100 meters from the beach, just ping me, let me know. I have a Facebook account that we can talk. So bala kasi namin, binibenta namin yun. Hindi naman namin din magagamit. May iba pa namang lupa yung family namin sa Bohol. We're selling that to at least start a small business. and then probably buy a vehicle for the family. Ayun, so mabalik tayo sa topic kanina. You know, just a reminder for all of us can commit mistakes. We can make mistakes. We just have to make it a point. If that happens, we keep cool of ourselves. Hindi yung magkupal-kupal, makapal pa tayo ng mukha na pataasan ng ihi, egoistic sa kalsada. Let's be cool, level-headed sa kalsada, and accept the fact that people can commit mistakes, even us, even yourself, di ba? Para at least on yourself, may expectation ka na okay, mali ako, sige, gigilid na lang ako, ganyan. Hindi yung i-lash out mo pa yung emotion sa ibang tao, because you're putting yourself and exposing yourself in different possibility or possible dangers, even people around you, right? So yun lang, that's all for today. Ito na yung Ecom 5, nasa right side natin. Pag kanan ko dyan, yun na yung entrance namin. So I can go right here. Pwede naman to kahit naka-red. Pero paunahin ko muna si Kuya, si Ate rin. Ito na yung entrance namin para may nakaharang na basurahan. So this is my daily drive going to the office. Car pass ako dito sa office. They provided me one, so I don't have to pay. But back in the day, siguro like at least 3 or 4 years ago, I have to pay for my parking. Doon sa may open parking dati dito yung sa may tinatayuan na bagong Ecom building. So I have to pay like 50 pesos a day. It's still cheap, but imagine like 10 days. Additional 500 na yun sa expenses mo. So right now I'm parking for free, which is a convenience that I got from my current job, which is good. I'm very much appreciative of that convenience that I have. Plus the fact na hindi ko na kailangan maghanap ng parking kasi this is a reserved parking for me. So yun lang. Let's all be level-headed. Let's before we even do anything at all, let's always think about ours and other people's and our family safety. Right? Kung ikaw lang, let's think about your own safety and the people surrounding you, because we don't know what's gonna happen if we give in to our emotions. Yun lang naman yung message ko today. It may sound like a rant, but I hope that this serves as a good reminder to all na as drivers, yun lang, ito sa tingin ko, ito yung pinaka summary. As drivers, we have a huge responsibility to uphold and maintain the safety of all people, including us, because the reason why as well there are rules sa kalsada, right? It's not because for compliance sake, but it's for the safety of all individuals sa kalsada. It's all individuals, all people's right to be safe on the road. Let's keep that in mind. God bless, good night, and stay safe. Bye.